could supplement that notice.
Sure. And that would be here?
I think we could just have an out-of-court
Okay,
filing.
sure. I could file that, say, Friday, January 24th, if that works.
Commonwealth? Would that-
That's fine.
Okay. Well, January 24th, defendant will supplement their notice with the names and address of the expert witnesses they expect to call. The notice does say that the defendant intends to rely upon statements of the defendant. So, all right. Now, have the parties talked or come up in regards to, I guess, the positions, whether or not what you received would trigger the request in regards to the examination?
Yes, based on the original filing that they would be relying on statements of the defendant, we will be filing a motion to request access to the defendant for an evaluation.
Okay. All right. Well, I think so in regards to scheduling, because we also are going to have to schedule that hearing on that Rule 17. I don't know if Mr. Reddington, you saw that. It was just filed today.
I have no objection to that.
All right. We should probably mark that up, though, just, so how much time, Commonwealth, do you think you'd need in order to file the motion regarding the examination?
I think I could have that filed by January 24th as well.
All right, so do we want to, so we'll pick that date for the supplementation as well as the filing and regarding the examination. And then, I don't want to jump ahead, so we'll get to that. All right, and so the motion, do you anticipate that the motion will identify suggested examiner?
Yes.
Okay, all right, so I'll hold off on any of that, and that'll give the defense an opportunity to review that as well. So, got that.
I would be filing a motion, I don't know if the government has sent it, I wouldn't have to, for permission to videotape and audio tape the Blaisdell examination.
Well, why don't we do this? I've had this come up before, and I know that certain experts have a problem with it, certain experts don't. So why don't you if you want to file that, then we can address that on the 24th as well, and that'll give the Commonwealth an opportunity to maybe consult with whoever it is that they're going to suggest be the examiner and kind of at least know what their position is, and then we can have an argument in regards to that. I'm not saying I'll go either way, but at least we'll have all the information. We can hear that. All right. Now, do the parties want to argue this Rule 17 motion now?
I think we need to give notice to the record holder, and I think they will probably object to the motion.
Yeah, that's what I'm assuming. Well, we have that date. Does that January 24th date work, or do you think we need to accelerate that motion somewhat?
I will be on trial the 13th through the 24th, so if perhaps we could have something the first week of February.
So if you were on trial for the 24th,
January 13th through the 24th.
right? But so we just scheduled a bunch of things for January 24th.
I thought that was our out-of-court filing date. That's an out-of-court filing date.
Well, I'm just saying, in regards to the motion, say for the to videotape the examiner, my thought was to have those dates. So those dates don't work for you?
I apologize, Your Honor. I thought that that was going to be an out-of-date filing,
The
out-of-court filing.
The original one, and then I just kind of, without telling you, I can't transfer it into in court. So I understand the confusion. So do you want to pick a later date
Sure.
in regards to that, maybe a week or so after?
Yep.
That's fine.
Sorry about that.
How about Friday, February 7th?
That's fine.
Okay, all right. So why don't we do it this way? We'll keep those dates for filing, January 24th. Then we will keep that February 7th date for hearing on those motions. And that will be up in Brockton, because I'm going to be up, I'll be in so that'll be in the third session. So we've got that date. That'll be for the Rule 17 and any of the other motions that are going to be filed that we need to address.
Your Honor, would I be able to have her appear by Zoom and that for the purposes of the hearing, or would you require it in person?
Commonwealth?
No preference, Your Honor.
Yeah, I don't have a problem in regards to having her appear by Zoom at
Thank
that
you.
point. Just make sure that you kind of let the clerk's office know a
Yep.
couple of days beforehand so they can set that up.
Sure.
And she's still up in
Yes,
Tewksbury.
Tewksbury, yep.
So she'll have to coordinate with Tewksbury as well.
Yep.
So that'd be fine.
Great, thank you.
And then, I guess the other discussion really is in regards to a trial date. I know the Commonwealth had called, had filed their motion. The parties, the request is in September. Is that going to give parties enough time? And I'm not sure I can do it in September, but just that general time frame, is that going to give
We're off a
both
little
parties
bit.
enough?
I'd ask for
I'm-
December, she wants September, so
All right.
I already have a matter scheduled in federal court in the beginning of September. Summer's pretty well wiped out, so I'm concerned about preparing for other cases, plus this one here, so I would ask for December and January.
So Commonwealth, you're seeking a September date?
Yes, I was asking for a September date, but if defense counsel is on trial, obviously that won't work. I can do any date between September and December.
All right. But I just kind of want to make sure, because all three of you know, and I'm familiar with these type cases. I just want to make sure this gives us enough time, give Bailey counsel enough time to get the information, to kind of line up who they need to have here for the trial, and to be prepared. So that's all the reason I was asking. I'm not doubting that, but I just kind of wanted my little checklist in my head that I've gone through it. So, Commonwealth, do you think that would give you enough time, if that's the calendar?
Yes.
So either September or December. Mr. Reddington?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Well, in regards to September, these are more my problems in regards to it. I'm not scheduled to be in the county. I think that this courthouse works well for a case like this. We've done similar cases like this in the past. And so I've got to line up kind of some of the moving parts to have the case tried here. More importantly, that I'll be here. I've got the appellate division like early October. So if we started in September, I worry that it might kind of bump into that, and that's a problem. So my thought, I looked at the schedule. December 1st, I think, is obviously it's the first day of in December. So if we went to that date, that would give us time to try this case. Commonwealth, how long do you think? And I know this is a tough case to estimate, but
I would say 2 to 3 weeks, including impanelment.
Mr. Rankin,
I'd agree with that, probably 2 weeks for impanelment and a week for trial. It's going to be difficult.
all right. But I mean, I think that window then would work well. So why don't we say at this point, what do we say, December 1st for trial,
Fine.
and then maybe a week or so before that for a final trial conference.
Sure.
Could we potentially do a couple weeks, maybe 2 or 3 weeks prior, just because there might be some involved issues that Your Honor might need time with?
I think that's a very good idea. All right. Plus, I think we've got Thanksgiving's probably in there too,
Yes.
and that's I don't want to tie up the parties. So, yeah, maybe 2 weeks or so.
Yep. How about November 17, 18, 19, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday.
Any
Counsel?
day that week is fine.
You want to say the 17th?
Okay.
All right. And for now, just to confuse everybody, I'm going to be in Dedham in a civil session. And why don't, for right now, assume that that's where we can do that. And if counsel wants to have the defendant by Zoom, we could do that. I know Dedham's a difficult courthouse.
Right.
So why don't we do that? And if we change that, I'm able to shift it down here. I'd rather do it down here, but I if there's a problem comes up, I don't want to delay anything. So I know we can do it in Dedham on the 17th. But we'll double check. So for now, it's in Dedham. Okay.
Your Honor, for motions in limine, we'd obviously file them with the clerk's office here, but would you like us to email a copy as well, since you won't be here?
Yeah.
Via the clerk?
Yeah, I think that'd be helpful. And then they can forward it to me, and then I'll have them. Yeah, the earlier I get them, the better. I think that would be helpful, especially even questions about impanelment, voir dire questions. Obviously there's got to be voir dires for certain witnesses, things like that. So the earlier we know, the better.
Mm-hmm.
So, all right. What else? What else do we need to address at this point?
I don't think there's
Kamala?
anything else.
Is there anything?
Nope, that's it.
Counsel, can I see your sidebar just for a second?